On the outer fringes of the Exilus sector, a pale, sickly vessel floats aimlessly, nestled within the raging whirlwind of warp storms. This godforsaken space hulk is known to its captives as the Alabaster Palace, home of their tormentors, the Brothers Paradox. The interiors of the wandering wreckage are crusted with the blood and suffering of millions. Survivors cling to what little humanity they have as they band together in vain to protect themselves from the wandering cults that roam the passages, scraping what resources they can off of the flesh of others. The vessel is strife with anarchy, with those who have not been selected as the warband's playthings struggle to survive in hell on earth. Escape is not an option for these lost souls, as the serpent's coil strangles all hope from the populace. Deep within the mountains of wailing souls and flayed bones sits a castle made of a ghostly marble, surrounded by the quiet flow of stone fountains in its carefully tended gardens. Its beauty is simply a facade, however, as deep within the Alabaster Palace writhes the most sinful, depraved souls to inhabit the shadows. Screams of agony fill the halls as innocents are violated until their minds break and their bodies are shredded of all value, their eviscerated carcasses serving even more depraved purposes to others deeper within the marbled nest. It is in these shadows that the hand of the warp reaches out to those reaching the pinnacle of insanity, promising the favor of she who thirsts for those willing to accept demons into their bodies. Those who accept are twisted and mangled, their minds opening to a new plane of violence and obsession. The trauma one must endure in the Alabaster Palace causes a schism in their mind. For many, it is a separation between depravity and sanity. In others, it is division between their shattered psyche and the seduction of their demonic influence now living within their flesh. Within the deepest halls, the most vile and calculating of these minds sits atop the throne. Within his audience hall, the space is a scattered mess of viscera and blood, grisly leftovers of his experiments and recreational maiming. His favored lieutenants and pit lords laid strewn about in fragmented orgies of pain and pleasure. And sitting on this throne is the Alabaster Lord himself, Bosphoramus, sorcerer supreme of the Brothers Paradox. A favored soul of the thirsting god, Bosphoramus sees to the spread of Slaaneish's influence within the Exilus sector. His peerless intellect and mastery of the warp complements his many strengths, as what he lacks in brute force he makes up for as an excellent strategist, scientist, force of personality, and his most feared specialty, an unparalleled engineer in depravity and sadomasochism. His ornate flowing robes are adorned with his favorite trophies, the soul stones of many Eldar heroes, and his domed skull erases any semblance of humanity from his face. Bosphoramus and the Brothers Paradox have recently come into conflict with the existing forces within Exilus, with none too sure how long he has been waiting to plunge the sector into fiery war. The forces of the Fomorian dynasty held the honor of the first conflict, yet the Brothers Paradox quickly left the metallic beings to their business, as there was no flesh to tear, nor minds to bend. Bosphoramus saw to their shrines being defiled, much to the chagrin of the Fomorian royalty. The Tuatha, ardent defenders of humanity, quickly engaged with the Brothers Paradox, old wounds from the Horus heresy rising to the surface on both sides. Since then, they clash regularly, their brutal battles scarring many worlds of the Exilus sector. Still they fight on, as they are well aware that if the Brothers Paradox is left to their own devices, Exilus would surely be swallowed by the Prince of Pleasure, dooming everyone to eternal damnation. Well, howdy there. Thanks for watching this little showcase of mine. Forgive me for being a little edgy and dramatic back there. I started writing and just really had fun channeling that inner edgy 12-year-old, you know? With that out of the way, that leaves the first 500 points of the army complete. Kind of a weird feeling. I started with 20 amalgamations of plastic, and now I've got a 500-point little combat patrol I can actually play games with. Now, with that said, I think it's time to start floating around projects again. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love everything about the Warband, and will definitely be making more projects for it in the future. Like, I can almost guarantee 100% there'll be Obliterators and a Defiler somewhere down the line. But you guys know me, I don't really like being stuck on one thing for too long, and according to my video uploads, I've been working on this Warband for about 5 months now. You know, I gotta avoid burnout and play to my strengths, so, you know, I'm gonna pop open the bubbly and celebrate this work I've done so far, and just kind of look around for something to, you know, refresh my interest with. While I do have another larger project that I at least want to start on, I think a little bite-sized something would be good for me. While this is certainly not the last you'll see of the Brothers Paradox, I want to really thank all of you that have kept with the project till now. The support and kind words really help with motivation, and I'm glad I can make a build diary that somewhat doubles as entertainment or even education to some degree. I don't have any real big dreams of some crazy shit like 1 million subscribers or 100k or hell, even 10k. I like to keep my feet on the ground and my head out of the clouds, you know, but I really appreciate the little crowd I've connected with here so far. I really do appreciate all the support. I love the comments. I read literally every single comment. I really do. And yeah, like I said, we'll pump the brakes here, and next time I see you, we'll have some kind of little side activity going on. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around.